Natives of the wilds of Brazil's Amazon, cultivated in the gardens of London, they sailed to our shores in 1877 and changed the course our island would take. The potential they held gave Henry Ridley a vision of their great economic value, a vision shared by far-sighted Chinese merchants. By the turn of the 20th century, rubber from these early estates was ready for export as the demand for rubber soared worldwide. Trading and shipping activities in Singapore boomed with their arrival. Rubber smoking, milling factories, and rubber product manufacturing facilities grew with their continued influx. In turn, transport, handling, and port facilities expanded. Financing services for rubber development flourished. In 1918, prominent Chinese rubber traders came together to form the Singapore Chinese Rubber Association. Shortly after, Chinese tycoons pooled capital generated from their rubber estates to develop the Chinese Financial Center to provide financial support to rubber businesses.
Singapore has been the trading rubber centers for the world, serving Indonesian, Thailand, Malaysia on the rubber trading market. Naturally, after the World War II, Singapore boomed.
The end of the Second World War brought renewed demand for rubber. Trading activities rose once again, and the Singapore rubber market became increasingly recognized as the center of the natural rubber trade. To reflect the rising stature of the industry, in 1953, the Chinese Rubber Association was renamed the Rubber Trade Association of Singapore, the RTAS.
RTAS is the fraternity of the rubber traders here in Singapore. As the world's biggest pure rubber trading company, it is only natural and fitting for us to belong to and be an integral part of this association.
For the benefit of the members, they represent the trade members, organizing mostly Chinese traders to represent them to face the international market.
From the 1960s, rubber became an increasingly vital economic lifeline of Singapore. In 1962, the Rubber Association of Singapore, the RAS, was formed to ensure the reliability of the rubber industry. In 1967, the RAS was designated a government statutory board and was empowered to lay rules for the licensing of the rubber trade in Singapore.
As Singapore grew, this is pre-independence, Singapore gained a lot of relevance as an entrepôt trade for the rubber business for the entire region. The rubber industry was one of those industries that really helped us in terms of contributing to our trade. We are today still the center of gravity for more than 80% of the global rubber trade flow.
By 1969, Southeast Asia had become the world's largest producer of natural rubber. With China's exponential growth from the 1970s and India's rapid economic growth from the 1980s, Singapore became the lead in serving the demand in these growing markets.
Singapore has entrenched its position as a recognized global rubber hub, with all the required infrastructure vital for trading, as well as actively supported by proactive government policies. We have a good mixture of all origin rubber traders, suppliers, consumers, service providers here.
This is the place where rubber is optimized. This is where decision makers come to buy, sell, in order to manage their risk and also to control all of the marketing and trading of natural rubber worldwide.
Along with the physical market, Singapore had a rubber futures market, which provided a crucial price discovery platform for traders throughout Asia.
When we think back to the importance that the rubber industry had for Singapore, whether it's in the development of the financial center, of legal services, the overall reputation that Singapore has today as a merchant center for commodity trading in all of Asia, all that goes back to its roots.
In 1994, the futures market was renamed the Singapore Commodity Exchange, SICOM, and in 2011, all SciComm's rubber futures migrated to the SGX platform to further strengthen the Singapore rubber market as the world's benchmark.
SciComm is the pricing benchmark for the industry. The market structure will continue to change. Demand and usage of natural rubber will continue to evolve, and SciComm's relevance in this marketplace must continue to be assured.
Progressing into the 21st century, as demand continues to grow, multiple challenges lie ahead.
Moving forward, we are actually very keen to work with the industry on sustainability methods. We would like the industry to move forward in adopting digitalization and improving their productivity and efficiencies to be able to meet the new demand, the new growth that we're going to see coming from the entire Asian region.
Our particular contribution is to make sure that this benchmark is delivered to as many participants around the world as possible because of SGX's own global distribution footprint.
RTAS will be challenged to adapt itself, to reinvent itself, to satisfy the needs and expectations of the new environment and participants. Status quo is not enough. There is a need to change and be relevant or be forgotten.
Singapore Trade Association RTAS should be supported to maintain Singapore's position as a global rubber trade center.
Singapore, the birthplace of plantation rubber, the global center of post-war natural rubber, continues today as the world's premier rubber center.
On behalf of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, I'd like to congratulate RTAS on its 100th anniversary. You have done a wonderful job serving the fraternity for the last 100 years, and we are very sure you will continue to do so for the next millennium.
My wish is that RTAS continues to be a vibrant community that cares and has knowledge of the industry, and that we at SGX are able to do our part in RTAS's future.
I take this opportunity to express our sincere appreciation and gratitude to all the past and existing office bearers for their selfless service to the rubber industry. Happy 100-year anniversary, RTAS!